Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Two Men No Hope. Hope you're having a good Friday, and if you're not listening to this on the day it come out, fuck you. And as always, leave stars, leave a like if you're watching on YouTube, like and subscribe. And for the guy that Jamie works with that keeps forgetting to email in.
Yes.
Jamie wanted me to say it at the beginning because he says you always forget halfway through, so put us on pause. You haven't missed anything yet, and get that email in because next week we have a very special guest that Jamie's managed to sort out for us, and we'll tell you who it is at the end. So you got to wait and find out. It's going to be good.
It's exciting.
We're going to have a good laugh. Yeah. Jamie can barely contain his fandom.
But yeah, how have you been this week then? Obviously we had a little previous conversation, so I've got a little bit of a lowdown on what's going on with you.
Winter. Winter's happening to me. Nah, just yeah, it's alright. I got Canada coming up, so everything just seems to be taking my fucking money. Like, at this rate, I'm going to end up going to Canada with like $100, and I won't be able to get through customs because they'll be like, you know, that's not enough money for 2 weeks. And I'll be like, yeah, I do know that, yes.
They're not doing that as well, are they?
Sometimes they'll ask you how much money you've got with you and stuff like that. Depends on. So when I first went, when you first go to like Canada, you have to go through immigration.
Yeah.
And then they say to you where you staying, what you doing, how much money have you got, and you blah 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 blah. And then the second time I went, because I've already been before, it wasn't too bad. But it depends who you get, because it is really fucking expensive over there.
Mate, that's a joke, man.
Really
well, you know my opinion from the previous episode of Little Pedro come up to me asking me how much I've got on me to go to his country, yeah? I'll be like, have you paid for my flight? He'll be like, no. And I was like, well, fucking move out the way, mate, because I'm going in.
Nah, I don't mind. They're not like as invasive. It's just like they're just making you aware.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you're not going to end up fucking yourself. Nah, it'd be right.
So you won't be
I'm not going to. Yeah, exactly. This would be like the fourth time I've been. I'm not going like sightseeing or anything like that. I don't care if me, Jim, and Carol sit and do nothing for 2 weeks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It'd be alright.
It's just car troubles is always expensive, man. I remember going through so much bullshit with my previous car. Do you know what I mean?
They're fine when they're running. I just wish I didn't have to.
No.
You know what I mean?
I don't know. It's one of them unneeded expenses that just...
Yeah.
And they can charge you what the fuck they want as well. Because when you find out how much... I found out from a guy that works with me, he does his own MOTs and shit like that.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's actually a qualified mechanic or whatever you need to be doing MOT, yeah? And he would be like changing all his brake discs and shit. And he says it costs you like 12 quid to get the brake discs or 20 quid to get some brake discs for your car. Obviously, he's putting them on himself, so he's paid like 40 quid for the 4. I went in the following month, put mine into Halfords, charged me £400 for brake discs and tyres, and I'm just sitting there looking at him thinking, I'm just going to write the car off. I'm just going to get in the car and just drive straight through the wall. Then no one's charging me nothing.
Yeah. I love the way as well, because when I went there, I was reading out, I'll read it out again, and then, oh, where is it? Oh, maybe I won't. No, wait. So it's like, they've used all like these abbreviations, NSR, NSF, and stuff like this. Why can't it just say, oh, there's a noise in your front tyre, there's a knocking noise in the middle of your car, there's this there, and I'm like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. That's fine, because I know what you could abbreviate all the fucking... You could tell me the alphabet, and I would stand there and look at you like a fucking Mongol, wouldn't I?
Yeah, because
I know what you're talking about.
100% basing it on the fact that you don't know what they're talking about.
That you don't know, yeah. Absolutely. But yeah, so there's massive potholes up here, like everywhere. Because apparently Scotland only resurfaced brand new roads, but then they leave the fucking... We had a road that was closed for like 6 months. and then they closed it again a month later to resurface it. But round the corner there'd be a pothole the size of fucking the Grand Canyon that you break your so every time I take my car in for a service or an MOT, there's something wrong with the suspension.
Yeah.
And that's what I think the knocking's coming from. It's like a ball joint in one of the tyres. It's like loose.
Yeah, yeah.
But yes, it's the fucking potholes. They're mental, man.
It is what it is. Like,
yeah.
I've had a...
How was your I was going to say, how was your first date? I've heard it, but it was funny. I thought everyone else would want to hear it as well.
Imagine putting a socially awkward human being in a room with like 6-7 people we don't know, and then tell him that he needs to touch them. Yeah.
I'm so glad I said first aid before you started talking, because no one knows what you're put a man in a room with 6 people and say touch them.
Yeah. There was a lot of, I was putting people in. I was doing a first aid course. The first day of 3. Put it this way, trying to put someone in a fetal position, yeah, when you've got a wingspan of a small chimpanzee, is not brilliant, because I was like trying to move the guy's head to keep his airways open, yeah, and reach for his knee to bring his knee over towards me, and the little man's like, keep his head up, keep his head up, keep his head up. I'm like, my fucking arms ain't that long to be able to reach both, innit? Like, it's either one or the other. It's one or the fucking other. And then, like, all he wants to talk to me about is my job, and I can't say nothing about my job because of all the fucking stuff that I've had to sign for my job. So there's nothing to talk about. So as soon as I get left in a room with him, we just sit there looking at each other, innit?
And you're starving because you haven't eaten.
Oh, yeah, and that's another thing, yeah. 3-day course, 8 hours a day. No food given. I'm in the middle of fucking nowhere. And then I prepped food just in case that was going to happen to me. And I left it in the fridge. So I was just sitting there angry. Luckily I had cigarettes. That kept me going all day. Every time it was like, oh, we might take a little tea break. I was gone outside within seconds. I was like a fucking dart. Oh, mate.
Was there not even like biscuits?
No, there's no biscuits. He wanted us to donate for a little shitty chocolate bar towards the parish council or something. I said, I don't even live here. Why would I pay towards your parish council? Who the fuck is the parish council anyway? They're just church people, innit?
Yeah, I think it's church people, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not paying to church. I think this is.
Doesn't matter how hungry I am, I'm not doing it.
I've been paying Jesus since I was born, Dan.
So I tried to get us on Reddit a while ago. Yeah, so I've got it on my phone, Reddit, and every now and again a random subject will pop up, and I've just decided just to get rid of them. But for some reason, I've started getting Tinder threads.
Oh, right.
So I clicked on one just to have a look, and people put up like people's profile pictures. Like one woman, there was a woman with like huge boobs, and it said School of University. That's what she'd been to. That School of University, yeah. So everyone was taking the piss, saying yes, she does look very educated from the School of University and stuff like that. But then this this woman put up this text. So she's been on a date with this guy, and then he sent her this text after the date, and it says, "You are extremely strange. I can tell from just one date that you have some undiagnosed mental conditions. I suspect autism or Asperger's. It's not normal to talk about one thing for the whole hour, you weirdo. You have no manners either, to be honest. But there is something so sexy about you, though. Can't stop thinking about you. I can take you out again tonight and hopefully take you over to my place. I know that pussy goes crazy. Crazy girls have the best pussy I've had. I also would like to be your boyfriend if you're interested in a relationship.
That
Just
fucking took a turn.
We could have something beautiful."
That took a fucking turn. It's like, firstly, you're mentally ill, yeah? Secondly...
I think he must have like fucking bipolar or something.
He's got to.
He's like, man, you are fucking crazy as all balls, bitch. but I'd fuck the shit out of you because you are fucking hot. So I had to screenshot it because I was like, that's fucking comedy gold. Like. Some fucking people are absolute nutters, aren't they?
Mate, it's unbelievable. That reminds me so much of them people that did that dating on the spectrum, and like they're so straightforward. It's unreal.
Oh, I love that dating on the spectrum.
Yeah.
I follow one of the because they did an American version, and I follow one of the girls on TikTok because she actually carried on dating the person she met on it.
Oh, really?
Mhm. She's really funny. And oh no, I'm thinking about the Undateables now. What was that guy that has the big crazy hair? And he's up in a
that's
rock group.
Undateables. Yeah, I can't remember what his name is. He's got TikTok.
Yeah, he's brilliant as well. Yeah. Hello, guys. Whatever he says. What's the other guy as well? Fucking Kent. Where does she live? Fucking Kent.
Did you ever hear that story about the Tinder thing where the girl went on a date and she started feeling like all woozy and shit, so then he took her back to the room, took her back to her flat, and then said he was going to let himself out, and she fell asleep, and then she heard loads of furniture moving around and stuff, and heard like loads of crashing. So she woke up, it was about 2 a.m. Him and his mate were like making a kill room in the next room, getting ready to like putting cellophane up like Dexter, getting it ready to fucking kill her. Yeah. I think that happened in Glasgow.
Fucking hell.
I think it happened in Glasgow.
That went a different direction than I thought it was going to go as well.
Apparently the whole room's decked out ready.
I couldn't imagine it, man. That's fucking mental. Right, so we got 2 emails for this episode. And before I start this, the next episode that we said we have the special guest, we're recording it on the Monday. So if you want to get your emails in, I will say this again at the end, but get them in over the weekend, and then you'll get a third opinion. And I'm still not telling you who it is. So I don't know if he wants to remain anonymous, but I think we'll just keep it that way. So he heard the interview that we did on the radio, which I thought was pretty good. He wants to know. He says finding out Jamie has an NBA fetish. What does he think of the Celtics' chance this season after someone got suspended? I'm not even gonna. What's his name? Because I'm not even gonna try it.
Imi Aboku, I think. I can't remember.
Yeah, that's the one. You Bocas.
He is the Celtics head coach, and he's been suspended because he's been caught having sex with a random staff member in the Celtics organisation. So for some reason they fucking banned him from the whole season. It's not like if he's raped her.
Yeah, if they're just having sex, like, what's the fucking problem?
The only thing is that he has a missus. So they were like saying that.
Most Irish people have a missus.
Oh, he's not Irish. He's Jamaican, I think. Jamaican background.
I was going to say, looking at that name now, I don't think,
but yeah, he, in the eyes of everyone else, he ain't done nothing wrong other than be like an adulteress. So that shouldn't affect his work. That's like me having sex with some woman at work, and then I get the fucking suspended for a month for no reason, isn't it? And it's all consensual. Obviously, I might be eating my words if it comes out that it wasn't consensual and this is all a fucking cover up. But
I thought you were gonna say she was like 14 or something.
Yeah, if she was like underage or something. But I'm pretty sure I know who the woman is, and I'm pretty sure she's of age at least.
She banging.
What was the actual question? How do I think the Celtics are fair?
Do you think? Yeah, what are their chances now that he's gone?
I think if it's not overturned, we ain't getting to the finals again this year. We were lucky to get to the finals last year, and that's with our head coach. If we have some fucking random put in there now, we'll make it to the playoffs, but we won't make it to the finals.
When is the season over?
Season's not started yet. It starts in a couple of weeks.
You never know. You could get someone really good.
Yeah.
Doubtful, but you might.
Yeah. I'm hoping they're just going to fucking find some way to turn it into a 2-week ban and he's back.
Well, I'm sure they're not just going to fucking sit back. I'm sure they're probably fighting it.
Oh, yeah.
So he says he has a yearly party at his house for the Champions League final. We do drinking games and have a few of the lads... Oh, sorry, I've done that again. We do drinking games, and a few of the lads have girlfriends this time around, and they want to invite them over, but do I say no? I don't want to be a fifth wheel in my own house, or do I be an adult about it and suck it up and have all of them over and hope by then I have a girlfriend of my own, or maybe at least dating? I've waited for that. Do I have a girlfriend by that time? And it's been a long time since. I wouldn't hold your hopes up for that one. It don't come round.
Champions League final is a while away, so he could be at least dating someone by then. But do you want to introduce someone you're only dating into an already established group? Could always also be a recipe for disaster, couldn't it?
I think it depends on... Because by the sounds of it, he hasn't met the girlfriends.
No.
Because it's easy. Like, if you... Like, if I was throwing a party and you knew Charlotte wasn't coming, or wasn't interested or whatever, you would still invite her. And then you would go to me, shit, Charlotte said she wants to come. Tell her she can't come.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's what's essentially happened here. I think
yeah.
I think the boys want to do like their football night together. Out of politeness, they've invited their girlfriends. The girlfriends have actually said yes instead of no. So now they're trying to get the single mate to be the bad guy and say no to her, which is going to just make him out to be an arsehole. So
At the end of the day, it's his house.
It's your house.
And if the guys are expecting to introduce these girls at this party to him, well, what fucking stupid.
Like, I'm not saying all girls aren't interested in watching football, but I don't know many girls that would sit there when they firstly met each other. The two girls have met each other, I'm assuming, and watch three guys casually get drunk and watch some football. It don't compute. Go out for some dinner or something. Do something normal. And then have that as a separate occasion. Do you know what I mean? That's a good
idea, actually. You could go out at the five of you to a restaurant and that, and you could sort of gauge if they're going to start a problem or if they're going to enjoy it. And then you got your answer then, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It could end up being a good laugh. But I would pre-do something. Because I would be like... If it's going to be awkward, because I hate first meetings of people anyway. If it's going to be awkward, I'd be like, we've got to do a pre-party thing, and the Champions League final's fucking ages away. So you can do it now, innit? Like, do it in the next couple of months, see how it goes.
Yeah, for sure. See, it made me laugh because Charlotte's quite into her sports now, isn't she? Because you got her on that fantasy foot. Is it fantasy football?
Yeah. I think I would have a hard time getting Charlotte not to go to it.
Yeah, now. Because I was sitting there when we were in Edinburgh, and she just starts talking to you, and like, I have no idea what she's going on about. And you're like, yeah, responding to her. I'm like...
Yeah, because she's better at fantasy football than me, which pisses me off. Big time. Because I'm like in a league with all my brothers, my mum, my dad, Charlotte, and somehow Charlotte's always first and second, and I'm like 8th or 5th. It's like always the worst.
You're lucky you don't do for money, man.
It was for money last year, Dan. I lost 50 quid.
Okay. What, just gave it to your wife?
Oh no, she come second, but I had to give it to Kieran through my gritted teeth, man. It took me 4 months to give him it because I was so angry.
How the fuck did he manage that? Is he just a fucking fluke?
Because Kieran does this thing where he knows none of us are paying attention that week, and he will change his entire team to fit the fixtures, and none of us have paid attention. So all of a sudden, he jumps like 80 points ahead of everyone.
So he's a fucking cheater then?
No, he's just sly.
So that sounds to me like cheating. I don't understand any of this whole.
Like, do you know when the Queen died, they cancelled all the football, and then they put on a certain number of games afterwards. None of us reacted, and no one changed their teams at all, except for Kieran, who put in all players from the teams that were playing still. So then he got loads of points from all them players, and I'm sitting there with 3 players that played, and then like someone else is sitting there with like 4 players that played. So he gets all the points, and we get fuck all, because he realised that none of us were changing anything.
That still sounds to me like a cheating bastard, but if them the rules,
It's the rules,
Jamie.
Yeah. It's just fucking hate it when I realise that he's done
it. So so you got to think that they've asked the girls to be polite. Like if they were like married to these women, they'd just be like, "I'm going out." But because it's new, they've got to invite them to everything, right? I would. I'd feel really guilty if I didn't at least offer.
It's that far away that I don't understand why they've done it. It's like I wouldn't say to Charlotte, "I'm going out with Alex and Michael. Do you want to come when I'm going out with them in a month's time?"
Is that how long until it starts?
It's even longer away. The final will be fucking ages away. It's not even started yet.
Ah, see, I don't know sports.
It's like
Maybe
2-3
he's just
months
planning
away.
ahead.
Planning ahead is planning ahead, but these lot need to calm down a bit. Just like it could have been all avoided.
You never know. They could have fucking broken up by then.
Yeah, exactly. That's another point. But I don't know. My official stance on it is meet up beforehand, see how the dynamic is, and if you don't think it will fit the football day that you've been doing annually, then make that point made.
Yeah, it's your fucking house at the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think we've ever had that problem. Well, you were never really a sports guy back in the day.
No, and I'm not really that into football either. Basketball's more my thing, which is antisocial where we live because it's on at like midnight.
Yeah, same with the hockey. That's on like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Hang on. Out you go. Look at this.
I can't. Your fucking camera's gone.
Yeah, basketball's antisocial because it's on at like midnight, and same with you said the same with the hockey, didn't you?
Yeah. But it'd be quite cool though. Oh, you've come back now. I think it'd be quite good. A yearly thing is quite good. I used to do it actually. Me and the Ribena man. I remember talking about Ribena man, and we used to when the World Cup was on. I'm not going to explain Ribena man, just for purely the fact that you're now going to have to go back and listen to previous episodes to find out who that is. Yeah, he used to come round and we used to watch like the World Cup and stuff together because that's the only time I really watched.
When it's like international games, isn't it? It's always good watch.
Yeah. But I never go for England because they're shite. So I always go for a team that I just think would do better.
Oh really? You like glory hunting?
yeah, basically, yeah. I did the same when I was a kid, and people were like, "What football team do you support?" And I used to go like Liverpool, and then when they were doing shit, I'd be like, "I don't support any team."
I always try to wind my brother up because obviously we're all Man United fans, and I'm like, Manchester's blue at the minute. I might change over to Man City. And then he's like, "You can't do that. They're our arch enemies. You can't do that. You can't just change your team." I'm just like, well, I can do what I want. I can do what I want.
If anyone asks, I would just say Rangers for any question.
Oh, really?
Do you? Yeah, because I'm in Scotland. It's either Rangers or Celtic, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd always go Celtic.
But it makes me laugh because if anyone goes to you like, "What's your favourite colour?" and mine's green. and they automatically go, "Oh, you like Celtics?" Then I'm like, "No, no,
Or
I
you
don't."
like Hibs?
Like, what?
Because support Hibs like my father. They're an Edinburgh
Hibs.
team.
Yeah. Oh, are they?
Yeah.
No, the Fife Flyers, the hockey team from Fife. That's what I support.
That was a good day when we
Blue.
went and do that. That was during our. That was a good point during our road trip from hell.
Oh yeah, with Alex and that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even know that ice hockey was in the UK until I moved up here, and I think Manchester's got a team. I think Ireland might have.
Milton Keynes have got one. They started theirs back up
Milton
again.
Keynes. Yeah, they went and come back. There's like one in Edinburgh, one in Dundee, and then one in Fife. But yeah, it's a fucking quality. That was when I heard. I went and saw him, and it was this kid. He must have been like 9 or 10, and it was like, "Your dad sells Avon," and I'm like, "That's the best fucking insult I've ever heard."
I'll be like,
Oh,
well, at
like,
least
yes,
my dad
mate.
come back.
Just popped out for some fucking cigarettes. Fucking mental.
There's always these memes
What-
that come out about like when a guy becomes famous in the NBA, and then like you just see some man's shoes walk through the door, and then the pint of milk put on the floor because the dad's come back because his son's famous all of a sudden.
Oh, you saying and stuff like that? You know, Lad Baby.
Oh yeah. From Hemel.
Yeah, the guy. Is that where he's from?
Yeah. I used to see him in my Sainsbury's all the time.
Do you see that he's in like massive fucking trouble?
Yeah, he like cheated on his missus or something, didn't he?
There's a video of him in a club, like rubbing his hands over some girl's ass.
Oh Jesus!
I
didn't
still
realise it was
can't
that bad.
guarantee. Yeah, but he hasn't. Yeah, he's like caressing her butt, but I don't think he slept with her. Well, obviously that's not the video, but I still can't 100% guarantee it's him.
Oh really?
'Cause it's really fucking dark. Yeah, I'll put the video in like the YouTube.
Is he
if I can find it
really
again.
tall? Because he is really tall in real life.
He's sitting on a stool. Oh shit! At the bar, and the woman's like in between him, like so yeah. The bar's in front of him, and there's a woman standing in front of him while he's sitting on the chair, and his hands are like, it's not even really her arse. He's like rubbing the side, like a side cheek, and then she turns around and walks off, and he carries on with his drink.
That's weird.
But like it's really dark, you can't really see his face, and people are like circling like, oh, he's got a fucking Apple Watch on and he's got long fingers, and they're like, oh, that's got to be him. But I think maybe he did a video where he's like, I saw one where he's like crying.
Oh really?
So it probably was him, yeah.
That's fucking weird that he thinks that he's got that kind of celebrity, because all he done was like make a song about a sausage roll in it.
He's done lots of stuff for charity and things as well, yeah. And they've got their TikTok and their all that lark.
But they're not like levels of celebrity for like girls to swoon. Well, I suppose some girls would swoon over him. Don't matter, does it?
Yeah, social media star, yeah. That's what I'm hoping for.
Dan wants to be
This
famous
fucking
enough,
podcast.
He can fucking have a girl cradle her ass in his legs.
This fucking podcast is cancer for my fucking dating life, because you said to me, you were like, why have you put that you're a podcaster in
Yeah.
your dating thing? And I was like, because it's listeners. But I think I was talking to someone the other day, and it's the third person that was like, oh, I think I've heard something that I shouldn't have. And I'm like, did you just listen to Dating Disasters episode? And she goes, how do you know? And I'm like, just a fucking wild guess.
Yeah, you need to keep that quiet on the dating apps, man.
Yeah, I know.
Until you get your claws in. Until you've been
I
chatting
think
to
I'm
them
going
for a while.
to take it off. I think, fuck me. That's fucking mental. Yeah, it's that one episode. I'll get messages going, oh, this is really good. You guys are really funny, blah, blah, blah. I think Dating Disasters is episode 6 or 7.
8.
They make it all the way to 8, thinking I'm really funny. And then I can't remember what point in fucking Dating Disasters they all of a sudden go, oh shit, Dan's a fucking dickhead.
What I'm gonna have to do go in and slyly just snip a little bit out. So.
Just fucking leave it, man.
Retrieve your fucking dating life.
It's not. To be honest, I'm getting sick of it anyway, so it's doing me a favour. So he says another question. He said, "What would be the best pizza toppings if you had a choice of whatever you would like?" Before we go on to that, then, what's your opinion on pineapple on pizza?
Rapist food. Should be illegal. Should be illegal. Any hot. I've got real problems with hot fruit. Yeah, any hot fruit can fuck off. Yeah, I hate apple pie.
Have you never?
I hate fucking
What?
peach pie, peach cobbler. I hate all of it. You cannot have heated up, mushy, fucking fruit on anything. Yeah, I went to a Bull Radicchio restaurant once, and they come out. They give me millions of meats. Beautiful. I was enjoying it. Enjoying my meal, having meat. They come out on the Bull Radicchio place. They come out and they carve the meat off onto your plate. It was lovely, yeah. Last thing they brought out, hot pineapple. Carved it on a small plate, covered it in cinnamon. I couldn't get the taste out of my mouth for 3 days. It was fucking disgraceful.
So if you have gammon, what do you put on gammon?
I wouldn't have gammon in the first place.
You're a fucking animal. You're a savage, you are. You're an absolute savage.
Gammon is
what kind of person does like apple pie?
Apple pie, oh Dan. Many people have tried to change my mind on apple pie, and all I can say is they made apple pie in the war for the rations. That's what they did.
They fucking. I bet as well they make you go and eat that fucking McDonald's apple pie as well, don't they?
Is that still a thing?
That
I remember
hot
my dad used to get
lava,
that when I was little.
roof of your mouth burning piece of shit. Yeah.
Oh.
That
I
is
didn't
not
know
a
that was
proper
still
apple
about.
pie. Have you never had a Hawaiian burger?
No, Dan. I would literally,
I
if they brought it out, I'll send it back.
Nah, man. I've never found anything that fruit didn't make better.
No, fruit is the best thing in the world when you have it how it's supposed to be had. Do you know what I mean? When you were putting it into heated elements, it becomes mush. It's like a sour mush. It's disgusting.
What are you eating? I've never had a Hawaiian pizza where the pineapple is mush.
Well, I don't even know what the texture is then. It's like jelly on top of it. What is it? Fucking disgraceful. Dan, you should be made illegal for even eating it. People that buy it should be arrested.
I love a good Hawaiian every now and again, and I love pineapple in a burger. Hawaiian burgers are fucking main. And I will always have pineapple and fucking gammon. I'm the sort of sicko that will have egg and pineapple. Okay, that shit is fucking tasty as all fuck. Go on then.
Mate,
What if it's not fruit? What would you have on a
when
pizza?
I think about
Don't
it,
say fucking pepperoni.
When I think about it, it makes me pull the face like I've smelt shit. That's what it's like.
You wait. The next time I fucking
No,
meet
I'm not
up with
doing
you,
it.
I'm gonna just
I'm not doing
buy
it.
a tin of pineapple, and in front of you, I will eat.
What,
I'll
just
put
eat
it on
the sliced
everything.
pineapple.
No, on anything. Be like, oh, what do you want? I'll be like, oh, I fancy some chicken wings, and I'll get the chicken wing and the ring of pineapple, and I'll fucking slot the chicken wing through the pineapple, and then I'll eat it in front of you, like some sick fucking sex position.
The thing is, yeah, I actually enjoy pineapple when I buy it fresh and I cut it up and have it as a refreshing, normal bit of fucking food, yeah. And then there's people just whack it on everything. Fucking disgraceful. Do you know people used to buy pineapples back in the day in the 1800s because they used to think it was posh? They used to just walk around with a pineapple in their hand because it was a sign of wealth.
My mum can't eat. I think it's fresh pineapple. She's got like a mild allergy to it. It like makes like her nose really itchy.
Oh really?
Mhm.
That's really strange.
I always know that she's had something. Yeah, because she's always like fucking rubbing her nose. I eat it. I don't care.
Perfect. If I could eat what I wanted, my perfect toppings would be like meat feast, spicy, with jalapenos and stuff. But I can't have jalapenos no more. So
No, fuck that.
I'm pretty boring. I'd probably go a stuffed crust pepperoni pizza.
Fucking, I said to you, you can't go pepperoni. That's bullshit.
Why?
Fucking pepperoni.
What?
That's so fucking. That's more boring than boring.
That is classic, Dan. That is what
That's
you're
not
supposed
fucking
to have
classic.
on pizza.
How could you say ham and pineapple's not classic?
Ham and pineapple. Some Egypt back in the fucking 80s, yeah. Thought, what can I do to fuck this meal up for people, yeah? And then he comes out. He thought, oh, there's a bit of leftover pineapple from the starter sitting on the side. What I'll do, whack it on there. And I bet he weren't even Italian.
That's a good clown clip.
I bet he is actually.
No, I don't. I think ham and pineapple was American, isn't it?
Whoever made it,
have you ever had
to do in this fucking world? I tell you that.
Have you ever had the hot dog stuffed crust when it was out?
I did, yes.
I thought that was pretty good.
That was good.
I was pretty happy with that. Yeah.
I'm trying to Google the creation of this fucking ham and pineapple shit.
I don't know what I put on a pizza. I go through different moods of what I feel like. So I quite like. I don't order ham and pineapple for ages, and I think myself, I fancy a ham and pineapple pizza, so then I'll order it.
Do you know what?
But like,
do you know what? Yeah. The pizza was actually created in Canada. In 1962 by a Greek. So it couldn't get any further away from where it should be. Fucking Greek.
Whenever I hear Greek, it just reminds me of Father Ted. When the Greeks invented gayness. And a pineapple pizza now, apparently.
His name was Sam Popolopoulos.
Fuck off with that.
That's his name. Sam Popolopoulos, yeah, created the fucking ham and pineapple pizza. What a piece of shit he was.
Heinz brought out a pizza in Iceland.
No way. And
it is just, yeah. And I'll tell you right now, if you've never had fucking baked beans on a pizza, you're missing out. That's what I would have. People, you assume when people go to you, if you could have anything on a pizza, they think you'd say something stupid like fucking jelly beans or like Haribo or something. Baked beans. I think I've made it once myself because obviously I can't have dairy. Just a fucking tin of baked beans.
Wouldn't it be like super sweet?
No, not really. No. You take like the juice out because otherwise that makes it really soggy.
Right. Okay.
But if you're making it yourself, you got to use Cathedral City cheese as well. That shit melts like a fucking dream. Like a dream. And they do a lactose-free one as well, which is the best lactose-free cheese I've ever eaten. So I was literally
just about to say that. How long did you have to spend in the toilet after eating it?
Well, Toby's birthday yesterday. Oh, happy birthday, Toby, by the way. And we ordered pizza for his birthday. Fucking 4:30 this morning. I was sort of like, well, there's an hour before I go to work. Sat on the toilet.
You didn't order a fucking ham and pineapple, did you?
No, we ordered 2 meat feast ones from Papa John's. Well, here's another one, yeah. Then, because I'm not going to include Pizza Hut because Pizza Hut's miles away from me. If you had the choice, would you rather order from Papa John's or Domino's?
Papa John's, probably. Papa John's, Domino's fucks me up for a whole week. Like, I cannot.
A lot of people say that.
Yeah, I can't get my body back in working order for a whole week. Like, the last time I had the Domino's, I was sweating for 2 days afterwards. And it's been like a year since I had one. But Papa John's, I haven't. Do you know what? I don't think I've had a pizza this year.
I have. Yesterday.
What month is it this month? It's October, isn't it?
No, it's still September, isn't it?
Well,
September still.
September. Yeah, I've not had a pizza this year. That's fucking insane. Anyway, that's really blown me. Papa John's 100%. Ever since I've switched over, it's almost as though I'm switching over cable companies or something. Ever since I switched over, it's been much better. I can actually breathe.
See, I switch between both because obviously if I had to choose, I'd go for Pizza Hut. By far, their pizzas are they're more expensive, but they're so much better than both.
I don't think I've ever had Pizza Hut. in
Yeah, no,
years.
they're really fucking really good. When I was seeing Hannah, I went and picked up two, and even like their vegan cheese is better than both of them. But the thing that I'm conflicted with both, this is a really boring conversation that we've now put in the podcast, is that the sides in Papa John's are shit. The sides are better in Domino's.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah.
That little garlic bread pizza thing, you know, you get 4 slices out of it. I would make love to that little fucking pizza. I would eat the whole out of the middle, and I would just bang the fuck out of it.
Oh,
that
Daniel.
little, mate. Some days I come home, I don't even want the pizza. I just want that little fucking garlic bread pizza. But I order the meal deal just to get that little fucking pizza and eat the rest of it. It's so good.
That would be like my last.
So good.
I like all the chicken things. I like the nachos.
Nah, that little fucking pizza, man. Seriously, sometimes I think about it. Because, like, what have you got in Papa John's? Fucking tater tots. Or you
I don't
got
think we
tater
have them
tots with
down
cheese
here.
on them. Oh, do you not?
No, I don't think
What they call Marmite. Like, they look like cinnamon rolls, but they've got like Marmite and cheese in them and stuff.
Maybe I have not had one in that long that all these are new shit that I haven't seen. Because I haven't had that either. They have like
the new
chicken
thing at the
kicker
minute
type
is
things.
Yeah. And they've got vegan stuff like spicy cauliflower things. I don't know. I wouldn't eat them.
Oh, I forgot.
They're doing Branson pickle at the minute.
When I can't remember if I told you this. I think I forgot to tell you this. Instead of when I was in Brewdog, after you left us in Edinburgh, we went to Brewdog. After we went on the tour, like little fucking tourists. We went to Brewdog. Brewdog do these red hot cauliflower bonus wings. Yeah.
Oh, right.
And you obviously, you know me, I would never pick anything above a wing. Yeah?
Yeah.
I went for the cauliflower wing. Out of pure...
Did you know it was cauliflower?
Yeah. Out of pure, like, I'm going to be a different man today situations. And then I ate it, and then I was telling Charlotte, I was drunk, of course. I was telling Charlotte, I'm never, ever going to eat a chicken wing from here again. I'm only going to eat the fucking...
But they were really good then.
Yeah, they were banging. Yeah, they were massive as well. It was like
What?
big balls of cauliflower.
Yeah, because it's like florets, isn't it?
Yeah.
But like, were they stodgy? Because if you cook for too long, they're like, it's like fucking tissue paper, like wet fucking.
No, they weren't stodgy. They were like, the outside was crispy and then the inside was like fluffy. It was really good. Had like a weird.
I'm going to Brewdog on
texture to it.
Friday. I might have to give that a go.
Yeah, give it a go. If you don't like it, then you can slag me off in the next episode.
On Monday, yeah, with our guests, I'll be like, "Have you tried?"
They probably don't even know what Brewdog is.
They must do.
I don't think
I
so.
can't
I
say
think
too
it's
much
an
'cause of
entirely
the way.
British thing.
Right. So before people start turning off because we're just talking about food for fucking 20 minutes. So we've got Connor who messaged us before. I can't remember the number of the episode, but it was the one that gave us the questions like Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, or Iron Man that we went through. And he says, I broke my foot a few weeks ago, and tonight on another night at the bar, I booted the wall while being stupid while play fighting with the boys. Have you guys ever done anything stupid? Well, there's a fucking question, isn't it?
Where do I start?
Do you remember? I can't I might have mentioned this in the drunk episode. I can't remember because I was drunk. When I had the house party at the flat, and for Karen's birthday, we were pissing about play fighting, and then the doorbell went, and you threw me across the room and slammed me into the side of the sofa into like the arm, and I just got up and I had a bruise that covered my entire side. It was like black for like a week.
I remember you coming in and I was like, there's no way I did that. You was like, yes, you did. I was like, fucking hell, man. Unbelievable.
I bruised like a banana. Like, literally, like, you could flick me and it would come up fucking purple. Don't know what that's got to be a medical condition, right?
Oh, mate. Charlotte's the same, you know. Charlotte literally. I said to her, "You can't wear shorts sometimes, you know, because if you go out, people think I'm battering you. People think I'm like beating her up on the legs."
Reminds me of Family Guy, isn't it? It's like when everyone sees a bruise, what do you say? And he's like, I walked into a door.
Because literally, her whole legs are always bruised up, and because she like lifts up plasterboard and that at work, isn't it? And then she goes,
Oh, okay.
and then like, do you remember that huge one she had on her knee when we were up in Scotland?
Yeah.
And I was like, look at that, and it's almost as though like I'm pinpointing areas and punching them, and then telling her to put trousers on. I was like, people become suspicious of me, Charlotte. I'll be getting interviews.
Fucking hell. But yeah, that's quite a question, isn't it? Have we ever done anything stupid? Like, for a fact, I don't think me or you have ever broken anything.
No, not in a stupid way. I broke a finger once, but that was playing rugby. Like, I've never actually broken anything. Touch wood.
No, me neither.
Touch wood.
The amount of stupid shit we've done, I've never broken anything.
Well, if he listens back to when I got stabbed with a gin glass, that's fucking stupidity at its finest.
Yeah, but that's like breaking the skin. That's not breaking bones, is it?
Yeah, true. No, we've done some stupid shit. Like I've done, like together. Like I remember, you took me to this house party with a load of like your friends when we first become mates, and it was like there was a guy there dressed as Jack Sparrow, and I was like, you were like, oh, that's how he normally dresses, yeah. And then I couldn't let it go, so I cornered him in the kitchen and was like, do you actually think you're Jack Sparrow? And then I wouldn't leave it alone.
Yeah, he did. He, for reference sake, he was on a TV show in the UK called Snog Mario Void. So he went out. He was in a band. He still is in a band. And he was out in London, and the crew were the scouts? Is that the right word? Scouts?
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, headhunters
saw him in London dressed as Jack Sparrow. So they took him on this show, Snog Mario and Avoid. So have you ever seen it? You must have seen it. Yeah, so you basically what they do, right, is they take you as you are, take your photo, they go around London, and they show all these people, and they ask, what would you do, Snog Mario Avoid? And they basically, because he thought for years, he smokes roll-ups with black paper.
Oh, really?
Yeah, to make himself. So he, and obviously everyone was like, avoid. And that fucking shocked him. And then they give you a makeover, made him look fucking so gay. They put him in like a fucking purple jumper, they cut his hair, they made him look a proper fucking lady. And everyone was like, oh, marry.
Yeah.
And after that, I don't think he went back to that. But, yeah, no, fucking mental.
He never went back to Jack Sparrow after that thing?
No.
Oh, really?
I don't think so, no. Yeah. They let you keep the clothes in that. That's a bonus, isn't it? Embarrass you on national TV, but you can keep the clothes.
Yeah, that is a bonus, to be fair. But,
I don't remember that party.
yeah, it was out by Brannanham or something. It was, like, quite far out.
Oh, I know. Yeah, it's his house, his parents' house.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
And I was like, really,
Without
I
saying names.
remember just really questioning them. And then you was like, Jeremy, we're not going to go out with them now. We're going out by ourselves because I think I'd upset someone, innit?
You or me, probably. It was a weird sort of bunch. But do you remember the Christmas party? It wasn't what we did. I just thought it was really funny. We were at the Christmas party at the hotel. I think it was like the second year you were working there in Luton, and we were absolutely fucking wrecked. Like Charlotte and all that were there.
Oh, what, the
And that
hotel
was the
in
time-
town?
Yeah, when Gandam Style had come out. So like Charlotte got banned from requesting Gandam Style. But as we were leaving, I think it was Charlotte that went head first into the table.
And it was one of
And
them
all
flip
the-
tables, wasn't it?
Yeah, and all the drinks went up and then all went straight down into like Sarah's bag and just filled her entire bag with drink.
Yeah, that was brilliant, man. Oh man, that was
the night of the taxi pizza.
yeah, that was the taxi pizza night, wasn't it? Where fucking hell, Have we told that on here already?
We did, yeah.
Yeah.
As Charlotte whacked the pizzas out your hand.
Yeah, 2 fucking 16-inch pizzas. Could even be bigger than that. Straight out my hand on the floor. And I was just like drunkenly scooping it up into the fucking... Oh, mate. There's nothing more upsetting than that. I'll tell you about the time that I was out on a night out. Come home. I was out with you. I come home, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was probably about midnight. And then my cousin was out. So I went back out, but I didn't take my wallet with me. So I ended up just like drunkenly walking back from town to my house in Stopsy, which is like a good 25-minute walk, half an hour walk if you're sober. I went back to Stopsy, picked up my wallet, and then instead of taxiing down because I was so fucked up, I walked back down into town. It took me another half an hour. By the time I'd actually got into the nightclub, it was 2 a.m. And my cousin was like, "Oh, we're going now, innit?" And I was just standing there like, "Are you serious?"
I can imagine your look. You have that look of like when you don't understand something when you're drunk.
Yeah. It's just like
blank.
I just switch. It's like my brain is like trying not to fight. Oh mate, it's fucking unbelievable. And the night that I was on Lighter Life diet, which is pure dust. Yeah, I was out. I met Kieran and his friends out, and I was with Little Joe. Do you remember Little Joe?
Mm-hmm.
I was with Little Joe, and he put me in the taxi because I was so fucked because I hadn't eaten in 3 weeks. I'd only been having that dust, like protein shakes and stuff. And he put me in the taxi. I got out the taxi the other side, walked around, put him in the taxi, and then walked down the road. And, and it's like, "Now you're coming home." I was like, "I'm not going nowhere."
That's brilliant. I remember being in this club. I can't remember what club it was. And we have that guy that we don't like, that me and you both insulted on the night out.
Oh, yeah.
And that was the night that Jim, that we had on the podcast, he used to be known as the Naked Pirate. So we used to have a group band. You know what I mean? You know, like a couple friends that were in the group that were called Pirate Radio. Mm. And whenever they went on stage and they were like, it was a bit quiet or anything, they would ask Jim to get up on stage and just be naked. So we called him the Naked Pirate. We actually had a party when he retired, being the Naked Pirate.
No way.
But that's a whole other podcast episode, yeah. And we're all like in this bar, just like talking and everything. And this guy, the guy that we don't like, did we mention his name? I can't remember.
Can't remember. Better just to not mention it at this point.
Yeah, Bob. He was standing there and we're talking. I can't remember the other guy that we were talking about. There's like 4 of us, and the guy just picks up a glass and just fucking whacks it in his face, in Bob's face.
No way.
Just like glasses him straight out of nowhere, yeah. and then Bob was the one that got thrown out.
No way.
He got fucking chucked out. Yeah. And I had to go out with him and walk home because they wouldn't let him back in the fucking bar, but he gets glass in the face. And then we get taken home. That was really fucking good. That was a really good night, that was.
Oh, mate. That's when Luton Town used to be. It used to be to go out and have a good night, man. Like the last few times I've been out in Luton, there's nothing going on. Saturday night I'm out and there's no one about.
I think it used to be a Thursday. I think Thursday night was the big night.
Thursdays were a student night. I used to love a Thursday.
Student night, yeah. That was it. We they used to have like bands on at the student union. Do you remember that? I don't know if I've told this story, but they were there was a band called Reuben. You ever heard of them?
Yeah, I remember them.
Yeah, they did the song Freddy Krueger. Yeah, so they were playing at the student union, and like I said, Jim likes to get naked. Don't know why. So we knew the guy that booked, big fat bloke, booked the bands. And he was like, "Oh yeah, they're upstairs." So we went into the back of the student union, fucking broke in, went upstairs where they were like chilling out, waiting to go on stage. So we took all of Jim's clothes off. We got what happened to be a permanent marker we didn't know at the time, and we wrote buffet across his arse. Misspelt it because we were fucking off our arse. And he walked in starkers into this fucking room. They were sitting there playing like PlayStation.
No way.
And he just turned round and bent over. And he was like, "I've got your buffet for you."
I feel as though they would
And they
appreciate
just sort
that.
of
I bet they cracked up
yeah,
laughing.
yeah, they laughed and like he left and we were like put his clothes back on and yeah, when they were on stage they saw us and they like waved. But I always remember that. It was like one of the funniest fucking moments.
I had some weird nights.
And then yeah, he had that on his arse for ages.
Had some weird nights at the student union. I like trying to impress women that I had no interest in the music at all. It was like proper screamo music, and I was just standing there, and I was like into fucking 90s rap and grime, and I was standing there listening to screamo music, going, "Oh yeah, it's really good," and getting involved in mosh pits.
Yeah, they had Skindred and that there.
Yeah, and they had a few big bands that have ended up getting quite big go through there.
Example, I was gutted. I was working at the petrol station. Example was in Luton. Before he made the dance record, he was doing that like those parody songs, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Like the Britney
Nando's
Spears
one.
Stinks, Nando's, yeah. And yeah, I couldn't go. I was fucking gutted. He
That's
was
a
at the
shame.
bar. It was
That
like an
would've been a
Irish
good
bar
catch.
near the. Yeah, it would have been. Yeah, it was an Irish bar near the train station. But yeah, fucking gutted it was. Yeah, Luton. Yeah, funny enough, they did have some good stuff.
Now it's all gone to shit. As I've said in previous episodes, they need to blow up George Square, get rid of all them crackheads. That's all there is in town is crackheads, man.
Luton's just a giant toilet. It's what it is. It's what it is. It's just a giant toilet.
I think
But yeah,
there's still nice places in Luton. It's just the town centre needs blowing up. That's why they're making a whole new town centre.
Are they?
Yeah.
Where?
Creating it over by the Red Row estate. Because they're doing a new football stadium. And they're just moving the town centre. And just hopefully they just leave the crackheads there, innit? And just have a new town centre where normal people can go.
That's ridiculous. Move the how and a new. Or is that because the football grounds is in Bury Park?
Yeah, the
Technically where
football
the
ground
Asians
is
were.
like super old, innit? And it walks over people's. If you're an away fan going to Luton Football Ground, you actually walk over the top of people's gardens going in.
Oh dear.
Yeah, going into the stands. So obviously it's not. What's it called? Habitable now. Habitable. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm the one that's pissed right now, and you're the one that got speak.
It's not a good situation anyway. And then obviously Luton are in League One now, so they're doing much better as a team, and they nearly made it to the Prem last year. They nearly made it to the Premiership last year. So they've now got the funding to go and do a new football stadium, and then that will connect basically to the Red Row estate, which then will connect a big town centre. So yeah.
It's always going to be a shit.
Everyone that lives outside Luton does not care about that, but you know.
No. No, I couldn't fucking handle it. No. I'm trying to think of other stupid shit we did when we were drunk. As I'm drunk now. There's so much. It's like trying to. If you want to hear more about Jim being naked, I remember being at a house party. Fucking freezing. It was like snowing, ice everywhere. It was like Christmas or a Christmas party. And the guy had a trampoline.
Oh, what?
And it was like a big one in the garden.
Like a 14
And
foot
it was
one.
covered in ice. And I just remember standing there. I was obviously at the time, Jim and the guy whose house it was that we went to the party to, he worked at a bar. I can't remember what it was, but he got loads of it was out of date Heineken. So we were drinking all that. I was wanking gone off beer, and I just remember seeing Jim with no clothes on run through the snow, hop onto this frozen trampoline and start jumping up and down. And to say that a Tic Tac was flopping up and down because it was fucking tight. I just remember everyone shouting at his girlfriend at the time, going, "That's what you got to take home later." And he just bounced up and down.
That's fucking brilliant.
Jim will listen to this episode. He'll send me a fucking message, like, "You fucking dick."
You just play the clip to his missus when you get over there. Just be like, this is what Jim was really like.
Oh no! When I went over for their wedding, I was like, I could tell you some stories, and she was like, all right then. And I looked at Jim, and he goes, yeah, you can if you want. So I told her all this stuff he used to go up to. I'm just as bad. I remember, we'll call him Bob. We were at Bob's house. He lived in the graveyard. Do you remember that? His dad was the caretaker, so we had the house inside the graveyard. And he had a party. We used to fuck that house up.
I went there once.
Yeah. And I don't know why, but he cooked a load of fucking cocktail sausages.
That's weird.
In the oven. No one ate them. They were just on a tray, and someone took a piss on them. And someone gave me £5 to eat one.
And you ate it?
Yeah, of course it did. £5. That bought me another fucking 6-pack.
You fucking animal, man.
I was fucking wanking.
I couldn't do that.
That was the same day that I think I told that in the drunk story where someone gave me a black eye.
Yeah.
They were trying to hog tie me and kick me in the face. Yeah.
You're not getting the black eye.
Yeah. Smash my glasses into my face.
Yeah, fucking hell, man.
In his room, the ceiling was fucking asbestos. There's no way his ceiling wasn't asbestos. And whenever he had a pipe, whenever you went around his house, really, you'd punch your fist into his ceiling because it would just crimple, like it was fucking packing foam. So whenever you were around there, you would just fucking whack his ceiling. His ceiling did not exist. There was handprints and shit in it.
Fucking hell, man. I remember when I was probably about 19, I had a house party, and I had a disagreement with one of my mates, and I kicked him out of the house, and then we argued through the door, and then my mate kicked the door, and his foot went straight through the fucking front door, through the panel in the front door, straight.
Oh, I remember that because you didn't come into work the next day.
No, because I couldn't leave the house.
You couldn't close it. You had no door. Yeah.
Unfucking infected. And my mum was like, I had to call. Well, I did the stupid thing and called in Kieran, and said in the morning. This is 4 a.m. In the morning, the police had already been round and all that stuff. I said in the morning, tell mum what's happened. Don't tell her now. Obviously, he stayed in the static caravan with mum. They can hear me through the fucking wall on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
And they know what time it is, so then they're like, "What's wrong? It's 4 a.m. Why is he calling you?" And then I had to basically just say, "Sorry, mum, the door's fucked." Yeah. He also kicked my neighbour's car, which did a load of damage to my neighbour's car. And then I remember being like 19. I was earning like fucking £300 a week or something. It's stupid. It was like ridiculously low wage, and I had to like get the door sorted out and get the car next door sorted out. And luckily, the geezer that did it was on a good wage, so he was able to cover it all. And I just remember thinking to myself, if that was me and the roles were reversed, I'd have been so fucked, man. I'd have been so fucked right then. I would have to just disappear.
I know a story I want to hear now that I'm thinking about it, and Alex is going to hate me for it. I wasn't there, but I heard a story about Alex and some chips.
You were there that day, Dan.
I wasn't there.
I'm sure
I was working, I think.
Or was that maybe you heard about it on, because it was like your leaving thing when you heard about it.
I just remember I weren't there. And the next day I was like, everyone was laughing about it, how the whole thing.
Yeah, so basically we went into a Wetherspoons.
No, it wasn't. It was at your house, wasn't it? With the chips going to the air.
Oh shit, that. Oh right.
Yeah. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, I think we just come back from like being out in the pub for fucking hours, and then I kept doing this thing where I'd invite everyone to my house without asking my parents, which drove them mad, because then there'd all of a sudden be 16 boys piling into the fucking kitchen, yeah. And my mum and dad had literally just had the kitchen done up, and we had to bring some of the garden furniture in. So there was enough seats for everyone. And then Alex was sitting on a chair, and he was sitting there. We're all chatting shit, doing like shots and stuff. He's sitting there quietly eating his chips. Then all of a sudden you hear the biggest fucking crash in the world, yeah? And Alex is gone, and there's just chips up, the cheesy chips up, like sliding down the wall, yeah? And then we look over, and he's just sitting there, and he's holding it like it's like the best thing in the world is that he's kept all these chips in the thing. And I'm like, look above you, mate. Then my mum come in and was like, that's a brand new floor. I was like, fucking hell. Time to get up. So then we pulled him up, and then little Joe fell on the floor trying to get him up. And I was like, this is a fucking shambles. And all the way there, we were singing One Bomb Joe to Joe, because he could only do one Jaeger bomb, and otherwise he'd be fucked up. So we kept going, One Bomb Joe, One Bomb Joe.
I always remember that. I was gutted that I missed that. Absolutely gutted.
That was one of them ones where it wasn't planned, and then all of a sudden everything hit the fan, shit hit the fan, and everyone was out nearly.
Yeah. No, I think I was working.
I
rarely went out if I was working, yeah. If I was on a late, I wouldn't go out. There's no fucking way.
No. I used to. I was a pain in the ass. I nearly got turned away from a strip club because... do you remember we used to have like the Stanley blades, the retractable Stanley blades? Stanley knives. I went straight from work to the nightclub, and then because we wanted to carry on drinking, we went to the strip club, yeah. And I got searched going into the nightclub, nothing happened. I got searched going into the strip club, and there was like, you can't come in with this, and then he just pulled out the knife fully extended, and I was like,
fucking hell.
I was like, I'm not trying to stab people, I promise. I said I come straight from work, and I had to get like my name badge out of my pocket and show him my name badge for fucking work and everything. Luckily, he believed me, innit? But I didn't get the knife back. He was like, "You're trying to come in here with a 10-inch blade."
Yeah, the fucking hell, man. Seriously, especially in Luton as well, they expect that shit.
I could have got arrested that night, innit? But I didn't even put two and two together.
Maybe the only night you didn't get arrested, Jamie.
We won't be talking about that.
I heard a story. A guy, when I was on the way to work, Scott told me. Have you heard about a shooting in Liverpool?
No.
So I haven't looked this up. This is purely from his word of mouth. So if it's wrong, I don't care. I've told it on the internet anyway. Yeah. So apparently, in Liverpool, I don't know when it was, this drug dealer or drug lord, I don't know what it was chasing this guy with a gun. The guy had a gun. He was chasing this guy. The guy burst in this random house, closes the door behind him, runs into the hallway or whatever and runs in. And the guy with the gun sticks his gun through the letterbox and just starts fucking firing. Like, just unloads the whole clip through this letterbox of this door.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so all the bullets are flying. So the guy that he's chasing gets hit in like the side or the shoulder or something. He's down. There's a mum and a little girl fucking just... She's holding the little girl, like, trying to fucking stay out of the way. The mum gets hit in the shoulder, and then the little girl gets, like, 3 to the chest.
Shit.
And then the drug dealer with a gun is like, oh, I fucking killed him, whatever, runs off, disappears. And then the crew of the guy that's in the house turns up, loads the guy into the car and fucks off and just leaves the fucking mum and his daughter just bleeding out in the fucking house, and they obviously die.
That's ridiculous, man.
That's mental, isn't it? Like, how much of a disregard? Like, I don't care if you're a fucking drug dealer, drug lord, whatever. If you've hit someone that isn't supposed to be there, you'd take them to the fucking hospital.
Even if they were scared about getting picked up, you'd take them to the hospital and leave them there and fuck off.
But that doesn't happen in the UK. Like, how often do you hear about fucking guns being fired in through fucking...
Manchester and Liverpool is gun city, isn't it?
Because we were talking about that because they're saying that the next Eurovision's either going to be in Glasgow or... I think it is Liverpool.
Because they're apparently the two cities of culture, aren't they? That's why.
And they've got the facilities to hold it. Like, the Glasgow's got the hydro and Liverpool's got whatever they've got. But I said they'll pick Glasgow because it's the lesser of two. No one likes England. We know that in the Eurovision. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it depends. Doesn't it?
And especially with Brexit as well. So
are we
Glasgow
classed as England or Great Britain on there?
It might be Great Britain. But they'll pick Scotland because Scotland technically want to go back into the EU if they can get the referendum.
I just
don't... They'll be like, oh, we'll go to Glasgow.
I do not get I know we're off on another tangent, yeah, but I do not get the drive and like the enjoyment that anyone finds in Eurovision. It's so shit. It's proper
When we were
shit.
down for Charlotte's birthday,
Mm.
people were watching it, and I was like, "What is that noise?"
Yeah.
It was Eurovision.
It's like X Factor, but for shitter people than that gets on X Factor. And then like they're just all it is political statement after political statement, and no one gives a fuck, man. No one cares. You've got the odd people that are into it, and then the rest of the world do not give a shit about it.
You know who should have won the Eurovision contest, Jamie?
Me.
Father Ted.
Father Ted, yeah. Him and his horse.
My lovely horse. How's it go? Galloping through the fields.
Galloping through the fields.
Fields. Yeah. Something about a sugar lump.
He loves his sugar lumps.
Sugar.
Mate, that's fucking unbelievable. That episode was jokes.
That's so good.
Where, like, I used to love the guy.
It.
I used to love that guy in it. That he speaks absolute gibberish until he's on stage. Then he pulls out some stage voice.
Oh,
like
the host. Yeah. The episode that makes me laugh still today at this day is where the cleaner, she's obsessed with this guy on the telly. And he ends up at the house, but he's like a man child until he's on the telly like that.
Yeah.
And he keeps going. He keeps going. I've got a secret. I've got a secret. And they're like, what's the secret? And then he turns around and he goes, I don't have a willy. To this day, it still cracks me up. I like jam.
My favourite
like jam.
is having the 7 priests lost in the lingerie department, isn't it? And, and they're going through it like it's Vietnam, and like one of the bras ping off from one of their eyes. And he's like, I'm down. He's like, just leave me behind. And then they do like a platoon thing where they sit there. He sits there like he's getting shot in it.
I love it. Absolutely love it. Right, I'm wankered. I think we should call it a day.
Yeah, because I got
2 beers. I'm done.
I've got to drop Charlotte off in a minute anyway, so that's cool.
Oh, have you?
Yeah,
that's fun.
So that's good timing. Right, so the moral of that episode is really, let's think about it. If you have pineapple on a fucking pizza, you're a rapist. Yeah,
you're a god. You're a fucking god.
On top of that, let's not forget that you can have fun when you're younger and be stupid when you're younger, but once you get to my age, you need to calm it down a bit. Breaking your foot twice is never going to be a good thing. Hopefully he's not broke it again.
Yeah.
And if you guys want to get in there for our next episode before Monday, please email in twomenohope@gmail.com. Get there before Monday so we can get it on the next episode with our special guest.
You could tell them about our special guest, Jamie.
Right, so our special guest that we've got coming on is a fellow podcaster who does a lot of work for Tell Him Steve Day, which is a huge podcast. He's doing his own podcast called Reviewing History, which we're going to then feature. Well, he's going to feature us on, saying that he's on here and etc. We're doing a little collaboration, all the way from New Jersey. So it's going to be a different one. You're going to hear a different accent. It's going to be. I think it'll be fun. I think it'll definitely be fun.
There'll still be dicks.
And there'll be
we
lots
found
of
that
dicks,
out.
Yeah.
Right at the end of the episode, he spoke to the dick. I was like, oh.
In our Zoom meeting, we bonded over the fact that you've got to have some dick jokes in there. So.
Yeah.
Right. I'll pass it over to you then, Dan.
Right. So this week for No Hope Has Got Talent, we have a band called TheToo Late, and they have sent us, I'm surprised we never had before, a press kit, which is 4 of their new songs from their EP, which will be released on Friday the 30th, which is today, technically, from when this was released. So it's perfect timing. So we'll obviously attach the EP and everything like that, but we asked him for a small bio. Oh. I'm losing all my stuff. And for God's sake. So he said this one. So another Glaswegian band. So there's a newly formed indie pop duo from Glasgow, Scotland, harnessing a score of styles including dance style, beat, contemporary pop, and beloved rock elements. There is a flexibility on display as two artists weave their way around genre constraints and return a varied and refined sound. Sorry, haven't eaten today and I'm hammered. Their next released, Sunday Lovin, is a 4-track collection of songs narrated the topsy-turvy changes of emotions experienced in a new romance, detailing the light-hearted and fun moments to the heartbreaking and gutting emotions of a breakup. TheToo Late have showcased their musicality along with some stellar and truly relatable songwriting and illiteracy from Dan. Like a mini album and showing a real statement of intent, the duo from Glasgow have brought together 4 tracks that perfectly sum up the highs and lows of a new relationship and all the things in between. So I listened to all 4. Obviously, Jamie's been busy mouth to mouth in a dummy and trying to get a midget into recovery position. So I did this. So all 4 songs are great. My favourite one was I keep losing all my bloody content. My favourite one was One Hit Love, which is what we'll be playing today. Obviously you can get their EP. We'll put all their links in the whatever in the description. Please check them out. They're great. Obviously I'm in Scotland. I support anyone, any singer, any musician that comes from Scotland. I don't care what you say, Jamie. And it comes out today, so please check them out. They've been nice enough to send us a song, and we want to play it and show it off. So we're going to play one of their songs, One Hit Love, by the band TheToo Late, and here it is.
That I know you love, with summer nights just on the run. I'm horizon and you're the sun. Feel a tremble when you're coming close. A satisfaction we feel the most. What would I do to be back again? One smooth road, no chicanes. Stuck between futures blurry, it can't be seen. Shooting star that shoots across the sky. Just like that look you got in your eye. Feelings don't fade, they just stay the same. I really get when I call you that.